The ability to create a shot off the dribble is one of the most valuable skills for modern offensive players to have. Think of any offensive great right now. Kevin Durant, he can shoot it off the dribble. James Harden, he loves that step back. Steph Curry, he can definitely pop it off the dribble. Today I'm going to walk you through some pointers on how to become a better shooter off the dribble that, if you can perfect, can become your greatest strength on the court. Enough introduction, let's go move on. Being able to get your shot out of any scenario in tandem with being able to move the ball or get to the rack is one of the most important pieces to being difficult to guard. If you can only do one thing, the defender either has to just play up, sit in the paint, or watch passing lanes. Think of Ben Simmons, for example. He has no jumper, so his man either doubles it as the ball if they're running zone, or sits in the paint. That's not to say Simmons is a poor player, but his lack of a jump shot hurts the 76ers a lot. Anyways, the point is you need to be versatile to be hard to guard. Back to shooting. The most important thing you can do is practice. If you can get a feel for when you need to flare your legs for extra momentum, or how you need to adjust your aim off balance, you'll get better at it naturally. You can try to avoid shooting off balance all you want, but if you want to be able to make your shot under any circumstance, you should be prepared to shoot off balance. However, a great way to stay on balance when you're coming off quick is to plant your last step hard. But there's another important piece. You plant with your toe rather than planting with your heel and rolling onto the rest of your foot. In my opinion, you should always be planting with your toe. It creates less strain on your foot, and it's more effective than planting with your heel. But apparently heel planting is an acceptable method. Anyways, the reason you want to plant with your toes is so your momentum has nowhere to go. It allows you to shift your momentum upwards into your jump shot easier. Another thing you can do to try to create some space without any type of step back or fadeaway is to sell your drive. If you start to drive to the rim and your shoulders are dropped, your chest is loaded, and your head is pointed at the bucket, the defender might drop back into his stance or even step off a bit. Now that you're in control, you can toe plant and rise for the jumper, or take it to the cup if you feel like it. One thing I've heard helps, but don't use much myself, is letting your legs sway on the shot. If you let your legs sway towards the rim, it's supposed to keep your shot lined up. But again, this factors into that on-balance and off-balance nonsense I was talking about earlier. If you shoot it off the balance and your legs sway out to the side, you're going to have to aim way further towards the side you jump from to compensate for that, depending on how far you lean. The last big important thing is you just need to have a rhythm down. The only real way to improve that is getting your reps in the gym or wherever else, and that doesn't just go for your jump shot. That goes for your footwork and timing, which I guess is kind of rhythm in itself, and your shot. Like for example, and I'm definitely exposing myself a bit here, I usually do a pound dribble on either side right before getting into my shot. It's just what feels more natural for me. It's up to you to figure out what makes you feel comfortable, and that could be anything. It could be the speed that you go into the shot, it could be how you gather the ball, it could be when you target the rim. Any of these things can factor into your rhythm. Going back to how you gather, you should be able to gather with either hand. It makes your shot more unpredictable. So that's what I got for you guys today. I'm going to roll some dribble combos right here for another minute or so that I enjoy using to get my shot, but that's all I got to say for this one. Thanks for staying this long. I hope I was able to help you out. Go get in the gym, practice everything I just told you. You'll start getting buckets in no time. I'll catch you in the next video. The ability to create a shot off the dribble is one of the most valuable skills for modern offensive players to have. Fuck me. That's not to say Simmons is a poor running zone or sits in the paint. That's not to say Simmons is a poor player, but his lack of a jump shot hurts the 76ers a lot. Heel. But apparently heel planting is acceptable. More effective than planting with you. If you start to drive to the rim and your shoulders are dropped, your chest is loaded, and your head is pointed at the bucket, the defender might drop back is to sell your drive. Now you're in control, you can toe plant and rise for the jumper or take it to the cup if you feel so inclined. One thing that I've heard helps but don't use much even step off a bit. Now you're in control. If you talking about earlier, and that doesn't go getting your reps in the gym or wherever else.